Hi. So, here's a question that I'm sure somebody along the lines is going to ask me. Dear Trevor, why don't you edit any of your videos? Love, prospective future viewer somewhere along the lines. Well, future viewer somewhere along the lines, let me tell you why I don't edit my videos. As I brought up in my first introductory video, I don't think that I could create something and craft it and still have it be me. And when I say me, I mean the person who is actually coming across in a conversation, like a normal person-to-person human contact conversation. And editing that is not something I would feel comfortable doing. As cool as it might be to go back in our lives and take out the bits that we don't like and just introduce the cool, nice ones, that's not life. That's not the way it works. And like Carly said in a video response to my original video, you can't edit yourself in a conversation at all. You can't do that. So I figured this is the most true way to come across to you as me being a real person. So there should be some more evidence than that, right? Here's some evidence. This is a quote. Editing is manipulation. We're manipulating reality as the audience sees it because you want the audience to respond in a certain way. When there's a laugh, or a sigh, or a fright, everything is manipulated. Michael Kahn. And I know what you're asking. Who the fuck is Michael Kahn? Well, have you ever seen a movie by this guy? Because it was probably edited by Michael Kahn. He's done Saving Private Ryan, Schindler's List. You know all those Spielberg movies? Yeah, that was Michael Kahn. He knows a thing or two about editing. And if he says editing is manipulation, I think I believe him. Speaking of this guy, this is what he had to say on the matter of the quick editing and the jump cuts that are kind of now the status quo amongst vloggers on YouTube. Sometimes a cutting style is effective inside of a movie to shake you up and rattle your soul. But consistently, to have that style pounding away at you like a metronome on high speed for 2.5 hours is a little bit debilitating. Now, it doesn't bother my kids because my kids were raised in 30-second commercials and on MTV and VH1, and they were raised on video games. Steven Spielberg. And he's got a point. We, younger generation, do have a bit less of an attention span when it comes to things in an audio-visual format. And I find that really upsetting because there are some things out there that you should really pay attention to, and they're just not being paid the right amount of attention. They're being watched, but watching and paying attention are two totally different things. Let me throw out another quote to you right quick. What I'm afraid of is the tendency for everything to go by quickly, and I'm afraid of what it does for the culture. A sense of consuming something and throwing it away as opposed to being enveloped with something. Taking the time to see and experience time in a different way. Said by Martin Scorsese. Not this guy, this guy. That's a cat. It just looks like Martin Scorsese. And that dude talks so fast. That is a man who has a motor mouth. That is insanity, the way he speaks. And he's afraid of the speed of editing. If he is the guy throwing up the warning signs, you should be scared. Not scared. You should be considering it as a topic of interest. Because I consider it a topic of interest, which is why I do my vlogs this way. Because I feel like if I'm trying to communicate with you on a human level, I don't need to look like I just came out of... I was going to make something really clever up that involved scissors in a factory, but I got nothing that sounds funny. So, let's just say, place with lots of scissors and Sharpie things. Close enough. If Martin Scorsese is the guy telling you, be afraid, be afraid. And also, there are a lot of things out there that shouldn't just be watched, but should be, again, and I quote, enveloped in. Take the time to appreciate what you're watching. Don't just watch things willy-nilly. Take the time to understand and immerse and really, really use video. Use audio. And I get it, it's difficult because it's everywhere in our faces all the time, beating us over the face with some cuts. It's crazy, everywhere. Also, this happens with music too. I was in the supermarket today, and I heard music that was way more poppy and way more in your face than I used to remember, and there were a lot of people who were just plain old ignoring it. And it was up fairly high, too. So, that's why we don't really appreciate what's in front of us when there's all this media out there. It's a good thing that all this media is out there. Don't get me wrong. I'm really glad that all of this stuff is present in our lives today. But at the same time, it comes with a price. And that price is having all that media and not really paying too much attention to it. Hero's exit.